Okay, hold on, boo-boo. Hold on.
We just got engaged when we found out that something could be going on with my eyes. But I mean, overall, like, it was an up and down journey. You just don't know when you're dealing with this type of condition.
Hi guys, so last night I just got a box. Thank you guys for my sunglasses.
Because you're disabled doesn't mean that the world has to stop. Like, you could still continue what you want to do or what you love. I tell myself, or just share, whether you're going through a lot and you're feeling all sorts of ways. And
I think the big thing was actually connecting with those organizations who pointed her in the right direction.
Her being a mother is probably one of the best things I've seen in terms of her growth.
The concept of a family is ever-changing. Each family experiences its own set of unique joys, struggles, and successes. Join Canadian families in the disability community on journeys of growth, self-discovery, adaptability, and strength.
we are the Hutchinson family, and we are one. Hi, I'm Mara Lauren Hutchinson, and I'm a legally blind woman, wife, and mother. I have a son. His name is Mateo Bronx. He's 4, and I have a wonderful husband. His name is Baz, and I'm pretty much, I guess you call, an influencer. But yeah, this is me.
My name's Basil. I'm a registered nurse in the Emerge, and I'm Mara's husband.
I was diagnosed with RP on February 24th of 2011. So I think I was about 28 years old. I'm just glad that I'm here, because it's been a long battle of many, many ups and downs.
Retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, is a group of rare eye diseases that make cells in the retina break down over time, causing vision loss.
The way my RP is that as of right now, like, I don't see much on my left. It's just outlines, or I don't see anything in my center. It's just all blobby, if that's the word. But in my right, it's just 5%, and it's like a very tiny peephole. And the way I would like to describe it as well is like when you look through a little straw and everything else is blacked out, and then it's just that center vision that's there, and it's very, very tiny.
Mara and Baz were together almost 10 years when they started investigating her vision loss.
We just got engaged when we found out that something could be going on with my eyes. And when we finally really did realize what it was, I think the first thing that we did discuss was if we were still gonna go ahead with our wedding, and if this is the kind of life that he would want. Just the whole process of really accepting this at that time and what our future would be like. It was honestly such a dark space, but we've come a long way.
Growing a family was always part of the plan, but Mara's diagnosis meant taking some other important factors into account.
We wanted at least one, and if we're blessed with one, then we're blessed, and we'll just take on whatever it brings in terms of talking to the specialist regarding if you do happen to have, become pregnant, this can happen, which is during pregnancy, you could lose more vision, or your eye condition can get passed down. There was a lot of things that we needed to really consider.
We thought about it, and we're like, we're still gonna go forward with it. I mean, for me, it's probably an easier decision. I was like, sure, if you're down, I'm up for it too.
And she was.
When we found out that we were expecting, they did offer and told us that we could actually do some testing now while I'm still pregnant. But that was the one thing that we both said, no, we didn't want to do any testing during pregnancy, and we'll just have the baby.
And so they did. Unfortunately, shortly thereafter, Mara started to suspect that her vision loss was getting worse.
When he was born, I noticed a lot, but you're a new mom. Like, people don't understand is that like you kind of have to brush things off a little bit with whatever you're dealing with, because you're a new mom, you're hurting, you're recovering and trying to breastfeed and this and trying to adjust to this new life now. So, but I noticed it when it was time to really see the doctor again, and I told the doctor that this is what's going on and did my regular checkup, and they said, yeah, like you pretty much lost a lot more vision on your left, but there's nothing you could really do. And when you're a parent, you kind of have to you put whatever your struggle is aside, because there is a little one now and you gotta take care of them. We are one. We are one.
So what do you want to do later?
What do I do?
I want chicken.
You want chicken?
I want chicken.
Okay.
You wanna try that one?
Nothing is more important to Mara Hutchinson than family. But because of vision loss due to retinitis pigmentosa, things were tough.
Overall, like it was an up and down journey, and it still is, because like I don't know what tomorrow or even next month, or you just don't know when you're dealing with this type of condition. As much as you always want to be positive and everything, you can't help but wonder, like, will you still really see your son or your family? So people don't realize how scary it is. But yeah, like you kind of have to suck it up a little bit, just because you have a little one to take care of. Yeah, you have a little one to take care of, and you have a family to take care of. If I'm gonna go blind, and what is the quality of life, and who's gonna accept me, or what are people gonna think? There's just so many things that goes on and plays in your mind. This is scary. Do I even wanna be here? I feel so alone. Many things will go through your mind, and so it was just very scary. I cried a lot. It was a very, very tough time. And then when I finally learned to accept my disability, I started little things. Taking the bus, or even just picking up my white cane was a big, big step. I was in a dark space and just wanted to give up on life. And it's like, what kind of life am I gonna have if I'm going blind?
Throughout her vision loss journey, Mara's mom was with her every step of the way.
She was there, and Baz, when we first met, the first ever retina specialist, remember? Truly, like, just an amazing person to kind of really guide you with a lot of things. And no matter, like, whatever I needed, she never wanted me to take the bus. And if anything, she'll offer to drive me, and I'm always like, no, don't worry about me, I'm okay. You know, just things like that. Like, she was always there. My mom would sometimes forget, like, that I'm right next to her, or I'd be like, can I hold your hand? And because I forgot my cane, let's say, or something, she'd be like, oh my God, I forgot. Because the way she looks at me is as if, like, I don't have a disability.
If, like, anything going on here, we could always lean on her, especially with any childcare issues. I know a lot of people don't have that kind of support where they have, like, a babysitter, but at least we had somebody here. If we ever want to go out, she'd even tell us, like, you guys need a break. Go do something. I'll take care of Mateo. Don't worry about that.
Just as Mara began to embrace her blindness, she learned she has Usher's syndrome, a rare genetic disease that affects both sight and hearing.
Okay, hold on, boo-boo. Hold on.
So I was noticing with my hearing, because my parents and everything they're just like, why are you talking so loud, or this? And then I'm noticing some ringing all the time. It was another, like, downfall of experience, and just kind of that like, oh, here we go, again, or what now? But then at the same time, it kind of made sense to why I'm always asking people can you say it again? Or I didn't hear you. Or sometimes I think that this is what they said, but not really.
It kind of brought back old emotions where she was tearful and like, okay, this is something else going on. But it didn't seem to last as long. And we kind of got things into the motion of, okay, we know we have this issue to deal with. Who do we need to connect with? What can we find to help you out? Or what's going to be beneficial to you? Like, what's going to help you to, like, yeah, go back and be able to enjoy yourself or do whatever you need to do. So in that sense, it was easier because we weren't as lost, I would say.
Yeah.
While she was struggling, she started sharing her experiences on social media and connecting with others online.
Let's look at it. I'll take a picture of me.
I love photography. I just love to take photos, and I love fashion. I love to work out, and I love food, just things. And I felt like I didn't want people to just look at me and just see my disability.
Mara began posting her experiences and the challenges she was facing on Instagram, gathering a following and allowing her to share her life as a legally blind woman with hearing loss.
I'm able to do a lot more things, and that's what I'm trying to show, that because you're disabled doesn't mean that the world has to stop. Like, you could still continue what you want to do or what you love. And if you like this, and like, then continue to do that. And then now it's like connecting with the brands and connecting with a bunch of people.
Hi guys, so last night I just got a box, a little gift from this cool brand. Hold on, let me just see. And I cannot wait. Oh my God. Thank you guys for my sunglasses. I just love my sunglasses, and it's not only because how cool it is, but it protects my eyes, and I'm so happy.
When they say it's so nice for you to wear our stuff, let's say, because there are people like us that love your brand and love that kind of, let's say, pair of shoes or that type of nail polish, and we're not just our disability, and we're capable of many things, and the world needs to know that.
It all started with me taking photos and sharing it on social, and editing photos and just kind of making things and just sharing like how I felt that day or so on. And then from there, it led to connecting with many people from not just in Canada, but from all over the world. And this went back like in 2010 when IG really just came out and barely anybody was there. And from something very small in terms of just like helping somebody navigate like being visually impaired or legally blind, it led to so much more because I started to feel like I'm helping somebody.
And I get so excited for it because I always think to myself, like, I'm doing something right. Like, these brands and organizations believe in me, and whatever I've done to get me where I am is because of my hard work and my stories. It's just an amazing feeling because someone is seeing me and believing in me the way I tell myself, like, Mara, you can do it.
I feel like it's also therapeutic for her to put out like when we talk about it, it's like putting out a positive image. And then also hearing from other people outside that are dealing with the same thing, but they're all around the world, hearing different people's stories. She's able to talk to all these people and they can compare experiences. So it's also helping her to, like, you get out your feelings, because everybody's probably feeling the same thing, like as you're not alone. So it's kind of like the same kind of groups, like those peer groups.
Baz saw the joy that Mara felt in sharing her life online.
When we first started, I remember just going out randomly and we would just take pictures. And I'd just be like, okay, let's just stop here. And I'll take a picture of you standing here against this wall. But it wasn't like with the purpose of her posting or something like that. We're like, let's just take pictures. And then she started posting it. And then people found it interesting. Or she'd write like little quotes. I think she used to find quotes from like people and just put them on her photos, and people would like that stuff. And then for me, it's kind of been like, okay, now it's becoming more of not a serious thing, but it's like more of okay, yeah, let's go and try to take more pictures. Let's take more. I know one time I was like, well, this isn't like something I plan to do professionally. Like, this was
Because
just,
he takes my photos.
yeah, like I take her photos. So most of the time, any pictures you see, I'm the one who takes it.
I tell myself where just share, whether you're going through a lot and you're feeling all sorts of ways, or if you're feeling very happy, it's cool to keep sharing it. And whatever you do, whatever people see, that's just really me. Like, right? I mean,
Yeah, I feel for the most part, pretty much if you see Mara online, when you meet her in person, it's the same person.
we are one. We are one.
Through her work as a legally blind influencer, Mara connected with groups like CNIB and Fighting Blindness Canada.
CNIB was a big part of that, connecting with them because they were the ones that actually gave me the mobility cane and offered services in terms of how to navigate life inside your own space, like our place at that time, and just working around the kitchen and meeting a lot of people that are also going through like vision loss. And I find it so cool because like I felt alone, and knowing that there's a support group that they offer, and you're actually realizing that, oh my God, there's actually a lot more people like me. And from there, it kind of grew to like connecting with the Foundation Fighting Blindness Canada. And then it led to the Fighting Blindness in America. But like with the Canada one, like I did campaigns for them too, and even did Cycle for Sight.
Watching her from then till now, it's like totally different. I think the big thing was actually connecting with those organizations and connecting with the right like specialists and stuff like that who pointed her in the right direction.
And that's not the only thing that's changed. With Baz and Mara's son, Mateo, getting older, he's starting to understand what being blind means.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, there's a stop sign. Okay, we gotta, before we cross. I always tell everybody, it's whenever I do forget my cane by the door and we step out, he always does remind me, oh, mommy, your stick or this, and he'll point at it, or now he says a stick. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, like, you know, because you're carrying his stuff and you're carrying whatever I need to care for myself. And then letting him really understand that please don't leave little toys, or your just things on the ground, so that I could, you know, won't step on anything, and at least I could walk better, or just things that he knows, so he knows to put away the toys.
Someone who's been there to watch Mara evolve and now thrive as a mom is one of her closest friends, Tina.
Her being a mother, I think, is absolutely amazing. I mean, when I see her as a mother, like, it's almost like I don't see the disability. Like, I just see a mom just being like that unconditional love, and her being a mother is probably one of the best things I've seen in terms of her growth and navigating everything and how it's different for her. I know she mentioned to me, it's like there's certain things that are more challenging when it comes to just, it's not as easy as just getting on the bus or going to the park. You know, there's little things that she has to do to make herself comfortable, but she does it.
Working on my anxiety stuff where, okay, once a week, I'll try to go out, but not out picking up Bronx or doing some sort of errands or something. Going out as like really enjoying like being out, or whether it's like girl stuff or whatever, right?
When I think of Mara and Baz, they're just family to us. I mean, we're not blood related, but they truly are an extension of our family.
With the challenge of balancing vision loss, hearing loss, and working on her mental health, Mara was thrust into the role of caregiver when her mom was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer in 2021.
A lot of people did ask me that too. It's like, how are you doing it? And I'm like, listen, you forget your own shit. Like, you forget what you're going through because you have a son and you have a sick mom and then you still have a husband that you have to spend time. Like, it was just many things, and it's like, it's not about me right now, and I'll figure it all out.
Mara's mom passed away in November 2021, and through the struggles and challenges, Mara has leaned on Baz, her family and friends, to look to the future.
There's always going to be somebody listening to whatever you have to share. I felt alone for many, many years. I battled with depression with my disability, postpartum depression, a bunch of everything, really, and now losing my mom. And for me, it's just very important to just keep inspiring, keep talking, keep sharing. You really just don't know how many lives you will touch and help. And for me personally is that I know what it's like to be in that dark space. This is why I use my platform to keep speaking up, whether it's something small or whether it's being a mom or just everything. It's very important, because just the fact that if it's able to help somebody out, then I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, if that makes sense. When I look at my life now, like how blessed am I, like, to really be here and have a family.
Host Victoria Nolan. Producer Emily Ramsey. Videographer Brian Roy. Editor Randy Kelly. Location sound mixer Alex Hennessey. Integrated Described Video Specialist Simone Cupid. Audio post Mark Phoenix. Graphics Andrew Antonello. Senior producer Michelle Dudas. President and CEO David Errington. Copyright 2022 Accessible Media Inc.